So the worldwide celebration is about to end, and so I thought it would be the perfect time to do a brand new updated tier list for free-to-play units. These are the new TUR and above units that we need to rank here. It starts from JP's last world tournament all the way to the end of this worldwide celebration with the 2 brand new Trunkses. And I'm going to do this tier list in a different style. I'll rank the new units on a blank canvas, and then I'll show you guys where they are placed in the whole entire tier list, just so it's nice and clear for you guys. I hope you guys do enjoy this new layout. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But let's get into ranking these units. So we're going to rank them from release date, starting off with King Cold and Mecha Frieza. Overall, I think they are an S tier, more on the lower end right now. One thing you need to know is that they do rely on Wicked Bloodline as the team. And unfortunately, Wicked Bloodline for pay-to-play is not that good at the moment. And for free-to-play, it's becoming less and less used overall. Like, when's the last time you've ever seen me use the Full Metal Cooler team or even just a Wicked Bloodline team? Because now I've been using just straight up Terrifying Conquerors overall with Mar Jr. as the friend. So it is quite unfortunate, but you cannot deny that their attack power as well as their defense is still above average compared to most free-to-play units. And because it doesn't take 10 years to build up to those stats, I'm going to give them low S. And don't forget about their support, of course. Next unit we're ranking is Super Strike Piccolo. I'm going to give him a low A to mid A. He's a great support. There's not too many good Piccolos in for free-to-play, so that gives him some uniqueness. And he can orb change. However, his defense stat is not that good. His attack stat is alright. But overall, it's not going to keep you alive for too long. And he's still pretty niche. Next up, we have is Super Boo from the World Tournament. His EZA is actually pretty decent. Only problem is his teams are pretty lacking. Obviously, being margin power doesn't help too much. And in order to build up his stats, he does need to receive attacks, which means it does take him quite a while to build up. But if you can build him up safely, which is going to be pretty tough with these latest events, like the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will event, as well as the Dismal Red Zone event, it's very rare you're going to be using this guy all too often, but his potential is there. Next up is AGL Ma Jr. Just got a Dokkan Awakening from the World Tournament, so no EZA yet. Key features is that he does do a lot of damage. However, it is locked behind the Turtle School, and as well as his defense is locked behind Turtle School. And there's no real important Turtle School enemies that he can be a game changer on, especially even for free-to-play. The only great thing about him is that he's an amazing linking partner for the Int Dokkan Fest Ma Jr., which doesn't make him entirely too bad. His defense is alright still. So I'm going to put him in low B. Next up we have is the Super Saiyan Bardock, who got an EZA. He is locked behind Wicked Bloodline's enemies in order to get his dodge potential, which I think is a very important ability for him, as he's not the most defensive unit ever. So with that, I'm going to be putting him in A. Luckily, his defense and attack is not locked behind the Wicked Bloodline, so he can still output some decent damage and provide some good defense. And his link set is not too bad. Obviously, having the Team Bardock Saiyan Pride helps, as well as the Super Saiyan Link. Now for Tech Turles, I'll be ranking him an S tier, above the Mecha Frieza and King Cold. Once you fully build him up, he has an amazing attack and defense stat. Good link set. Only problem is, his name is Turles, so the linking partners that he has is very limited. And I would say he's not a Z tier unit because of the fact that you really need to take your time to build him up. It takes about 3 turns-ish to fully build him up, which is a bit too long in the grand scheme of things with how events are these days. Now for Physical Kami. Oh boy, where do we start with this guy? I've been using him quite a bit, and he's actually helped quite a bit in terms of being a great support unit. And for that reason, I actually don't think he's the worst free-to-play unit ever, but he's definitely on the lowest part of the B tier, because you got to remember how many bad free-to-play units there are. But I will say, it does hurt that he's an EZA for 2023. That's for sure. But I can't deny he's helped me a lot. You just have to put him max dodge and just pray he dodges. The only thing is, like, red zones with limited attempts can be very annoying if he's the run killer. But overall, I'm going to give him the lowest of Bs, as he can fill in some awkward spots that free-to-play don't have access to. Like Realm of Gods free-to-play is very bad, so he's actually automatically in, and like Gifted Warriors as well. Now for the last World Tournament EZA, we have the LRTN and Chaozu, which I believe is a Z tier unit. They're on Earthbred Fighters, which is one of the strongest free-to-play teams in the game right now. They have great defense and attack stat turn 1. They don't really need any building up at all. I won't say they're the best of the best in the Z tier, as their linking partner is still not on that level, and they do get a lot of extra power when you get those link sets, which is just really hard to do in really tough events. But even without that link set, they still get great defense and attack stat to tank normals, so I'm going to be putting them in the Z tier. And of course, the leader skill for them is great. An all types leader for 120% is very strong for free-to-play. All right, now it is time to rank the worldwide celebration units here. Starting off with Int Future Trunks, the domain unit. I think he's actually really great. The domain can be activated nice and early, so I'll be putting him in S. Right above Turles here. He gets some great defense stat. He's on meta teams. I don't think he is in the overall top S just because of the fact that he does need to build up. The skill orbs does help him a lot as well. Recommend you giving him max dodge if you're keeping him in the floater spot. And then finally, we have the STR Super Saiyan Rage Trunks. He ranks just above Mecha Frieza and King Cold. At least he has great defense stat, good attack stat, especially with the inbuilt critical. I hate that they require you to run 4 other entrusted wills, and that's probably what's keeping him locked behind in the lower S. If he had guaranteed, or even if entrusted will was like in the top 5 team, then he would jump up to the higher S rank for sure. But overall, a very solid unit that's probably going to get used more than the Mecha Frieza and King Cold, in my opinion. So now that we've ranked the brand new units, let's put them into the whole entire tier list. So here's my positioning for my Z tier. Remember, this is the top 10 units for free-to-play, in my opinion. I've moved some units in and out. Tien and Chaozu are in the 9th spot, in my opinion. Piccolo has dropped down quite a significant bit because we have to kick out the Goku and Gohan out of the Z tier, as events are just too tough, too fast, which means that you can't really keep them in the main rotation, unfortunately, which lowers the value of Piccolo in general, since he needs a Gohan kid. And the only good Gohan kid left is the Carnival one, which you probably won't use all too much. I moved up Bulma higher up just because her damage reduction is quick and easy. Events are now short enough where RNG is not too much of a factor now, because before, all the worldwide celebration events would last for free-to-play like 12 plus turns, which gives her too much room to not activate her damage reduction. But now that events are more like 10-ish turns or less, she becomes even more helpful. I still think the top 3 units are the guaranteed guard units. Yamcha it gets a bit higher because of the fact that Mai has been released. So at least there's more Pepe Gale solutions. The only 2 that you could switch around is probably the Grade 8 Vegeta as well as Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's great on free-to-play teams because Tech World Tournament Goku is still such a valuable unit for us. But because of the brand new Worldwide Celebration LR Vegeta Blue being a Battle of Fate leader skill, this guy has another team. So you can use them as a 3rd slot unit if you'd like, as an extra defensive unit. So it's up to you of which one you value more. So here is my S tier here. As you can see, Goku and Gohan drop all the way down here just because of the fact that the events are just too tough, too quick. And most of the units above him are not build-up units. The DKP is high S. He was bottom S, but the value of Ma Jr. for me is just too high. And him being the best linking partner for me makes his value just as high. Here are the positions of the brand new free-to-play units that we added here. In Trunks in the middle, and the rest of the EZAs are down below here. It's not really particularly ordered. It's more like higher and lower sections. Only the Z tier is ordered for the most part. Now, I want your opinion, because I do feel like some units from the S can be kicked out. Starting from the LR droids all the way to Mecha Frieza, they could definitely drop to A tier. Like I said, Wicked Bloodline is just not really used all too much. So you can see half of them are pretty much Wicked Bloodline. Mecha Frieza's restrictions getting really tough to use as well, as since I'm not using a full Wicked Bloodline team and using more Terrifying Conquerors, he doesn't get his full stats. And then we have the Defenders of Justice units, just because there's not many real S tier, Z tier Defenders of Justice, and so it's not really an S tier team. So I feel like these 2 can drop as well. But you let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll move them accordingly. Now here's my A tier. We have Bardock down here, Piccolo up here. Some units that I moved from B to A was the Int Frieza. He returns back to A because there are 2 events that he can excel in and have that free damage reduction. But other than that, nothing really moved from B to A. Here's my B tier. we have Majunyo right here, pretty high up there. Kami's all the way down here. Truth be told, I'd probably run him over all of these units behind him. Probably except for Raditz, just because of the fact that he is a World Tournament unit. But units that moved from A to B was Tien and Roshi. Just don't think Universe Survival Saga has just been in the dark for too long. Prime Battle Vegeta, it's too hard to keep him in the first slot now. And in the last slot or second slot, he's just not that defensively good. And this AGL Kid Trunks goes down to a B as well, as we're still waiting for a really strong Goten in order to use this guy's ability to the max. And I'm pretty sure I moved this Gohan Great Saiyaman from A to B, as his build-up time is just too long and not really worth it for the support that he provides. All right, this is our bad tier. We did move some B units into bad. I just put Krillin and Vegeta in here. Namek Saga super teams just don't exist, so this is just a dead unit. Ultimate Gohan, the support is not worth it for his low defense, and his attack is just not that great either. That's pretty much it for the changes for the bad tier. And our final tier is the L tier, the top 10 worst units. Because Kami was originally in here, we had to move him up, unfortunately, with his EZA. Now, for the L tier, we have Super Saiyan 3 Broly as our number 10 spot. So that's going to wrap up the tier list video. I hope you guys did enjoy this new format. If you guys did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. That said, I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.